My name is Malcolm Brenner, and this is the story of how I fell in love with Dolly the dolphin. We were standing on the dock looking down at this dolphin. She stared up at us, and we stared down at her. There were no intimations that this dolphin and I would become lovers eventually. So I started rubbing her along her back and working my way towards her flukes, her tail. And she swam forward a little bit so that I was rubbing her genital slit, and then she stopped.
I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Hey guys and girls, me Mudahar. I felt it was probably prudent for me to go ahead and issue a content warning about what you're about to see. It's been on YouTube for a while now, but it goes into a lot of really deep shit. You've probably picked up on the direction this is heading by now. But yeah, it deals with human, it deals with animal. So if you're sensitive to that, just I felt maybe some people would appreciate a heads up. My friend Jonah has not seen this video, so I wanted to go ahead and throw him into this cold turkey. All right, be safe. Love you. Take care.
When I would get in the water with her, she would approach me, unafraid. She would solicit attention. I never fed her. I never gave her any kind of food rewards. Her courtship, as it progressed...
Courtship is crazy.
She would rub her genital slit against me.
Stop saying genital slit, bro. Say dussy or something. I don't know.
Dussy?
I knew at that time that there was something different about my sexuality.
You think? At what point did you... How many times were you rubbing that genital slit before you realized that?
She would rub her genital slit against me. And if I tried to push her away, she would get very angry with me. One time when she wanted to masturbate on my foot and I wouldn't let her, she threw herself on top of me and pushed me down to the 12-foot bottom of the pool. I first realized I was sexually attracted to animals when my father took me to see a Walt Disney movie called The Shaggy Dog.
I forgot about this part.
I was aware that there was something different about my sexuality. Zoophilia is Greek for lover of animals.
Just trying to make it sound cool.
Yeah, it's
Greek.
Yeah, it's Greek. There's a study to it.
Is this kink shaming of us? Or...
Yeah.
My first sexual encounter with an animal came when I was about 11 or 12. I tried to have sex with the family dog, which was a miniature poodle named Miss Clavel. The dog was in heat, so I naively assumed that since she was having sex with a stud dog, she would be willing to have sex with me. Which she wasn't. It was an embarrassing incident. It was not very romantic.
Wasn't very romantic.
Wasn't very romantic.
It was kind of an
I was so
embarrassing
naive.
experience.
I was so naive back then.
I felt unclean and wanted to take a shower. Bro, how do you think the dog felt? What about the dog? You think the dog was feeling sparkly clean?
Where's that dog now, dude? Not alive, I'm sure.
I wondered what was wrong with me. Why I wasn't having normal male desires for women. It made me feel very embarrassed. It made me feel abnormal. It made me feel like I wasn't one of the guys, you know? Because the other guys would be telling dirty jokes about girls, and I just couldn't care.
Yeah,
you don't know what he's talking about.
Like the locker room guys are getting nasty, and he's like, yeah, and like when you give them a treat before you fuck them.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, what?
When they graze their teeth on you after exposing their genital slit.
Whatever I was getting from the dolphin seemed very fulfilling, very rewarding. It was like she was the only female who was really paying any attention to me.
Good Lord. He was not a bad-looking guy either. He was kind of a catch. Dude.
See how caked up he is, though?
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Just very...
Yeah, he's got some...
perfectly symmetrical.
At one point, on a particularly cold day, when everybody else was inside the trainer's hut, I found myself thinking, this dolphin's been courting me. I could have sex with her. So I tried. She was passive. She lay in the water and let me try to penetrate her. And I couldn't do it. The water was too cold. I felt very nervous.
Dude, look, all I could say, bro, is if you're gonna do that, you better show up ready.
Yeah, you better come with some.
You better
some heavy
show
dick.
up ready, dude. You better show up ready,
If
man.
you can't perform for a dolphin,
Dude, that's just like this guy is about to risk it all, and he couldn't. He couldn't show up, man.
Yeah.
I'm just look. I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna dabble in
the dark arts.
if you're gonna dabble in the dark arts, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like yeah, that sounds like a skill issue on this guy's part.
I don't know if anybody is born a zoophile. I think that what made me a zoophile was the very intense physical and sexual abuse I suffered at the hands of a psychiatrist.
All right, well, now it just got real.
I think I found animals to be a safe and secure repository, if you will, for my sexual desires. 150 years ago, black people were considered a
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No!
What the heck?
That transition, dude!
What the heck? Where's he going with this? We can't let him cook. Get brought to the kitchen. What?
Just when
you
I was...
can't just start a sentence
Just
like that.
when I was like, oh, damn.
Holy smokes, I was starting to feel bad. That was insane. What a crazy transition. Bro said, I felt like animals were a safe repository.
Abused.
And then he's like, yeah, wow, okay.
Well, hold on.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
He hasn't finished his point. Let's hear him out.
No, dude. I'm really, really trepidatious about letting bro cook right now. I feel like we should take the spatula out of this man's hands.
Black people were considered a degenerate subspecies of the human being. And at the time, miscegenation was a crime in many states. As today, interspecies sex or bestiality is a crime in many states. And I'm hoping that in a more enlightened future, zoophilia will be no more regarded as controversial or harmful than interracial sex is today.
That's horrible both ways you cut it.
I know. I think that's a non-starter.
Having sex with black people is just like having sex with animals.
Yeah, or having sex with animals is just like having sex with...
Oh my gosh.
I successfully made love with Dolly the last visit to the park that I made. Frankly, it was a little difficult to make love with her. There's no backstop in the water. It's a frictionless environment.
He said there was no backstop in the water.
What's that mean?
He's in open waters at this point. I think what he means is there was nowhere to like... Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I guess that would be kind of difficult. He's just kind of out in the ether with...
Because you're like...
With his...
Yeah, because you're suspended.
Why are you standing? Sit down, I'm scared.
Well, let's...
No.
I'm saying you're suspended.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like...
Okay, don't point that at me.
We had to try several different positions before we found one that worked.
Oh, he found one that worked.
I'm talking missionary.
Which was her floating horizontal in the water and me being vertical, coming into her from the side that way.
Holy fuck.
And that seemed to work a whole lot better because I could hold onto her back with one hand and hold and guide my penis with the other hand so it didn't slip out of her. It felt transcendental. It felt cosmic. As I climaxed...
I guess it wasn't frictionless enough. Wow, that's... Is this what that looked like?
Dolly swam up to me. She laid her snout on my shoulder. She embraced me with her flippers.
If you have a documentary, you don't want one of the title cards of that documentary to be a question of consent.
It's from your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I just processed that. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Not West Florida.
I mean, come on. Where else would he be from?
Roll Tide. That's kind of ironic.
Yeah,
Humane
dude. Come
treatment of
on.
marine animals.
Come on. That's some cope right there. Yeah. Thoughts?
Tough watch. Honestly, that is...
had so many more, like,
dude.
that was way more of a roller coaster than I remember it being.
Simpin' is not pimpin', and this is exactly why.
Based.
You need... I don't know, dude. Find a hobby.
Just get out there. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Get
Find
a hobby.
Yeah.
Get a hobby.
Line dancing.
Get a hobby, yeah. Croquet, crochet, juggling, yo-yo tricks,
Okay.
model planes.
I feel like
He
these
could
are-
have sidestepped a lot of misery.
You just named like the 5 most virgin hobbies, but
Hey, I
in
think he
principle-
needed that. I think he
Yeah.
needed that.
He, to dip his toes in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to my credit, I think he probably needed to stay
Start
on. Yeah, I mean, it could. I don't
start
know,
with a virgin
blacksmithing,
hobby. Yeah, then move on to blacksmithing.
fishing. Nah,
No,
that's probably not a good idea
he
for
was
him.
on- he was on that
fishing.
shit. He was on that shit.
fishing. Yeah, he was fishing. Here's my question: Is when, like, do you think he's like a reformed, zoophile or
No, he was. You heard him talking about like
I
how
know,
it's
but
like
like,
the second
how do you?
civil
What do you
rights
think he's?
era.
What do you think he's up? What do you think he's up to now?
I don't feel like he's the type of guy who would have the balls to go out and find another dolphin.
Yeah, but like he tried to give Fido the corporation, so maybe he's
That's
still
actually true.
dabbling in other species.
There's probably more landlocked, vulnerable species
Sure.
that he could be abusing. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's like, this is so not YouTube friendly, but like the like sexual stuff, it's like sexual abuse fosters sexual abuse in a lot of situations, and that was clearly the case with him. Like he said as much, and so it's like you feel bad, but then at the same time, it's like you don't make excuses.
that was
pretty fire.
You take some photographs.
Okay. I see how it is. I see who's the main character right now.